with some special items. And the first one is a proclamation that of the council that is to be presented to Ken Anderson in memory of his son Phillip, who was killed while serving his country in Iraq. And so is Ken here? Would you come forward? And I'm going to come back.
He was just a young man with an ordinary life. His pride and joy was his baby boy and his sweet life.
I know you suffered extreme loss. It's just something that all of us it's our worst nightmare to think about that. But I certainly can be proud of Phillip for having served his country, having provided the supreme sacrifice. This shows him and the medals he's received for his valor. And I assure you that all of us in Columbia and Boone County are extremely proud, but we're extremely sorry and sympathetic about this. We wanted to make sure that you understood that we felt that way about it. And I have a proclamation. This is tough for me. I didn't even actually know it. But I have this proclamation that I want to read. And whereas Sergeant Phillip R. Anderson was born in Mexico, Missouri in August 1979 and attended Blue Ridge Elementary, Oakland Junior High, and Rock Ridge High Schools in Columbia. And whereas Sergeant Anderson enjoyed music and his involvement in the Columbia Youth Football League. And whereas Sergeant Anderson moved to the state of Washington in March 1999 and enlisted in the Army in September 1999. And whereas Sergeant Anderson received the Bronze Star, Purple Heart with Oak Leaf Cluster, Army Commendation Medal, Army Achievement Medal, Army Service Unit Award, Army Good Conduct Medal, National Defense Service Medal, Global War on Terrorism Expeditionary Medal, Global War on Terrorism Service Medal, Army Service Ribbon, Combat Action Badge, and Driver Mechanic Badge as a result of his service. And whereas Sergeant Anderson died while serving his country in Balad Raz, Diyala Khans, Iraq, on March 10, 2008, leaving behind his wife, Melanie Anderson, and son of 17 months, Warner of Graham, Washington, his father, Ken Anderson of Columbia, Missouri, his mother, Raven Bren of Oakland, California, and sister, Bethany Anderson of San Francisco, California. And whereas it is fitting for the city of Columbia to recognize the dedication, bravery, and sacrifice of Sergeant Anderson and his family in defending our country and preserving the quality of life that we enjoy. Now therefore, I, Darwin Hyman, Mayor of the city of Columbia, Missouri, do hereby wish to honor Sergeant Phillip Anderson for his service and ask the citizens of Columbia join in remembrance of his life and to extend to all his family members our heartfelt sympathy and gratitude. And it's witnessed and has a seal. It's properly framed. It's my pleasure to present this to you. It's a duty I'm sorry we're having to do, but I want you to know how proud we are.
Thank you very much. I'd like to thank my friends and co-workers who came here tonight. My girlfriend Debbie Lacey for coming here. Phillip grew up in Columbia and was going to make Everett, Graham, Washington his home when he got out of the Army, and that's where Melanie and Warner will be living. And I want to thank you all for doing this for me. It was a surprise.
Representative Post Office has sent a representative who would like to make a presentation to you. Rich?
I'm Tim Rich, and I'm the District Director for Congressman Kenny Hulshoff, who regrets that he's unable to be here this evening, but he sent me along with a letter that he wanted to have presented to you. Let me read it for you. It says, "Dear Mr. Anderson, it is with deep regret that I offer my sincere condolences to you and your family upon the loss of your son, Philip. The courageous service your son exhibited, to have seen and felt firsthand the effects of war, and re-enlisting to go back and continue to serve his country, was a testament to his dedication to our country and to freedom the world over. Philip was a model soldier, but more importantly, he was a great husband, father, and son. The people he touched in his time here on earth are forever changed, just as his country is eternally grateful for his giving the ultimate sacrifice. That sacrifice contributed immeasurably to the freedom and security of the United States. Please know that your family is in my thoughts and prayers, as well as those of my wife, children, and staff. Sincerely, Kenny Hulshoff, Member of Congress." In addition to that, and as one who has a family member serving in the Iraq theater, I wanted to say to you that your son represents the greatness of this land. The fact that we have men and women who are willing to put on a uniform, with our flag on the sleeve, and in some instances to fight for a people they will never know, and perhaps a future they may never see. It's sacrifices like those made by your son, and the willingness of those to make them, the standing on the shoulders of the previous military generation, who stood on the shoulders of the one before it, and the one before it, the beginning of this great land's history. That is the greatness of this land. I'd like to leave you with these words from Ronald Reagan, who said, "We hear again the echoes of our past. A general falls to his knees in the hard snow of Valley Forge. A lonely president paces the darkened halls and ponders his struggle to preserve our nation. The men of the Alamo call out encouragement to each other. A settler pushes west and sings a song that fills the unknowing air. That song is the American sound, and we still sing it. For all of our differences," President Reagan reminded us, "for all of our differences, we are together just as we were of old, as one nation under God, dedicated to the dream of freedom that he has placed in every human heart. May God bless this country, and God bless you and your family as you celebrate the life and service of Philip, and as you grieve his immeasurable loss. We appreciate your sacrifice and your service."